how did I get my TBI? So I got my TBI when I was in Afghanistan, and it was our camp started to flood from water. So like literally flood to the point where it would have been like completely underwater and ruined. So we had to get this huge water pump had a connector. Like you think of like a fire department, they have these big metal connectors they connect the hoses to be able to handle that much PSI. And we had to get to the top of the wall to be able to put that connector on the wall because it's so heavy, and then connect a hose with a pump would pump the water out, and then the hose would empty the water. Well, that thing, when we were trying to get it in place, fell, and it fell down and cracked me in the head. And so obviously that's like a 40-pound object, a piece of metal falling like 15 feet and hitting me in the head. So yeah, that's how I got my TBI. Our camp was really small, it's just, so we were literally we were flooding. And oftentimes when that happens, your enemy would like to take advantage of that. So like, oh, they're in a state of disarray. So we were also worried about like an imminent attack, which ended up not coming because the flood was so bad. Literally, it flooded like an entire airfield, an entire camp. So anyway, the enemy, they're busy. So didn't really get too much medical help. I like fell asleep. I kind of like passed out after I got hit, and I got picked up by my buddy because I would have drowned, fell in the water and just drowned. And he picked me up and put me. I woke up like 5-10 minutes later with just a horrible headache and like a gash in my head. And I was sitting on like a picnic table, wooden picnic table, because that's like, you're deployed. You have there's no nice furniture. This is like what the tables are. And so I was on a table outside, and the water was only like 6 inches away from like the top of the table. So it was just like waking up in a very confused state, kind of remembering, but then almost immediately feeling that shame of like, okay, I got to get back to work. I can't. This is not a time to be sitting down. It's just a very hazardous work environment, and that's not even like with like any explosion, you know what I mean, or whatever, being attacked. That's literally just like you're working with heavy equipment. Nothing's like even ground. You just take for granted, like when you're in a developed area of the world, like there's level, everything's level and built up to scale, and it's like built well, it's built to last, things like that. Yeah, it's just a hazardous workplace.